I just filmed this entire video without my first earhole earrings in. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Lorrien. It has been too long. The last video I uploaded was our Christmas vlog. It's pretty much mid-February and I have a pretty good reason for that. As you can tell by the title, I'm gonna finally be talking about my health and hair loss. A bunch of stuff happened last year that I didn't talk about only because I didn't have answers. Now that I finally have the answers, I think I should talk about. I've been wanting to vlog and stuff. I just really wanted this video to be my first video of the year because I don't want to have to keep mentioning my hair loss in videos moving forward. So I just wanted this video to be my first one of the year. That way I can just have a nice positive approach moving forward, I guess. I don't know how to word it, but so really what I wanted to do was have my hair and makeup done and just sit back and talk to you guys, but life has just been so hectic and busy. We were all sick. Amelia was sick, Layla, my husband, myself. Amelia had an ear infection. She's going through teething and a 18-month sleep regression. So it's just been very chaotic in this house. So I figured I would just do an old school, do my makeup, get ready with me type of thing and talk to you guys. I usually don't like to do my makeup and talk, especially with this being more of a serious video because it'll take me forever, but I'm gonna try to get through it. I'm already talking right now, so let me just hush and let's get right into this. All right, I just quickly went ahead and did my brows off camera because they take forever. Also, my door is wide open. I know it's distracting, but Layla's in her room playing with her makeup. Amelia's across the hall taking a nap, so mom life. But let's just jump right into it. So we're gonna go a little far back, but I'm gonna try to talk fast. July 2021 is when I had Amelia, my second and last baby. Fast forward to about October, November, she's about 3-4 months, is when I started noticing the hair loss, which is, typically normal. I also got vaccinated around that time, so I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying keep that in the back of your head. So fast forward April of last year, 2022, is when I noticed that my hair was still falling out, and at this point I'm like, this can't still be postpartum. So scheduled a dermatologist appointment. I go into the dermatologist. She did a biopsy, which I've mentioned this. She did a biopsy, and also during that appointment she had prescribed me some ketoconazole. I'm gonna put everything on the screen that I mentioned because I'm most likely gonna get the name wrong and I'm also gonna forget some stuff. So ketoconazole, something like that. It's basically a prescribed shampoo. So I used that for a little bit. I didn't really notice anything and I didn't honestly know what it was supposed to do, what I was supposed to be noticing. So I didn't really use it too much. It also dried out my hair like insane. So anyways, she does the biopsy results come back and she tells me that it's possibly lupus. The biopsy is showing signs of lupus. So instantly kind of just went numb. I didn't register it. What, lupus? I was still she's wrong, she can't be right. She's like, well, let's run some blood work, do some blood work to make sure. So I did some blood work that came back. Some stuff was kind of elevated. Again, I'll put it on the screen. So she's like, same thing, it's looking like you do have lupus, but I do want to go further in depth and run some more lab work, which at this point I was confused. I was like, what more blood work do you need? What are we trying to do here? So again, did some more blood work that came back basically inconclusive. By this point it's June, July also, so I've already spent the last few months stressed and trying to figure out what's going on, and then for them to just be the blood work is inconclusive because yes, your blood was elevated, but maybe not enough to be considered lupus. So wait 12 weeks, retest. So I'm like, okay, I kind of put it in the back of my head because I'm that type of person that just likes to go in denial. I'm like, I don't have lupus, whatever. So November rolls around. I go back, I see a different dermatologist, and trying to apply makeup and talk is very hard. So I go in, I see this other dermatologist. He takes one look at the lab work and he's like, you really should have gone and seen a rheumatologist because your blood was elevated, and if you have lupus, there's nothing else we can do for you. So I'm like, okay. Oh, but going back to that first dermatologist I saw after everything was inconclusive, I was still so like stressed. Like, what do you mean? I just spent like months trying to figure out what's going on and you're telling me there's nothing you can do, I just have to wait 12 weeks. So I'm like, is there anything I can take like over the counter? But she didn't want to like start treatment or do anything or recommend anything without knowing what's going on. But I'm like, is there any like hair supplements or something you recommend? So she was kind of just like annoyed and she didn't even like talk to me. She just had the receptionist tell me to take either Nutrafol or Viviscal. So I had already heard of Nutrafol and was considering taking it. So I started out with first the postpartum because I was kind of like finishing up breastfeeding at that time, and then after that I switched to the women's, just regular women's Nutrafol supplements. So I took Nutrafol for 6 months from basically June until December. Going back to November, I see this other dermatologist. He tells me, you know, I really should have gone and seen a rheumatologist, but he was like, in the meantime, I'm going to prescribe you hair stem, which that I've talked about in another video. I'll link that up here. It's basically like they customize it to your needs. Layla, are you okay? Okay. So in the meantime, I'm taking the, you know, I stopped taking the Nutrafol. I was finishing it up basically. I was like, I'm not doing this again. It's pricey. I'm not seeing a difference. I get the hair stem. I start taking that. I scheduled to see a rheumatologist, which was like nearly impossible to get into. One rheumatologist, I couldn't even get in until like May of this year. I was like, I can't wait like 6 months. That's insane. So called around. I found one that was able to take me in December. So I go to that and he did a bunch of stuff. He also did x-rays on my hands because I was complaining of like joint pain. He ran some blood work that came back and he said that my x-ray hands were fine, but the blood work came back from the rheumatologist and he said that I didn't have lupus and that yes, my blood was elevated, but not enough to be diagnosed as lupus or any autoimmune disease. I made sure to ask. I'm like, so I don't have any autoimmune disease? And he was like, no, I wouldn't consider you to have one. But he did recommend I go see a hematologist. Thank you, baby. So I haven't gone to see the hematologist yet, just because, again, I'm putzing around. But once he said I didn't have lupus, I was just like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders because I spent pretty much all of last year thinking I had lupus, and the stress that it caused was insane. What? Layla's next door. She's like, I need purple nail polish. So anyways, yeah, so once I found out I didn't have any lupus or autoimmune disease, I just felt so much better. So the following week, I just coincidentally had an annual appointment with my OB. So I mentioned to her what was going on, and my OB is just like the greatest doctor, like amazing, other than my mother-in-law, of course. But so she's very caring and she's like, yo, you know what, let's do some routine lab work. We haven't done any since you had your kids. So did more lab work with her, and that came back and my thyroid levels were elevated. So I'm like, I knew something was up with my thyroid because my mom has a thyroid disease. So I was like, I knew something was up. Even though she said that she doesn't think that's what's contributing to my hair loss. But I know I've heard so much that like if you have thyroid issues that it could cause hair loss. She puts me on medication, levothyroxine, something like that. So after that, I go see a different dermatologist that was recommended by the previous one. He was like, this is her like jam. This is all she does is hair loss. She specializes in hair loss. So I'm like, perfect. End of December, that was like after Christmas, but before New Year, I go and see this dermatologist who's the hair specialist, and she took one look at my biopsy and was like, you have scarring alopecia. I had scarring alopecia the entire time, and the first dermatologist or the second one couldn't even tell me that. So I could have been spending the entire year preventing the hair loss that I did end up losing. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get upset. It is what it is. It's gone. There's no going back. She sounded amazing. Like, just talking to her, I felt way more comfortable and just I felt more confident. My makeup is turning out like crap because I'm like talking, but I'm not going anywhere. This is just to give me something to do while I talk to you guys. So the hair specialist, a dermatologist, did a steroid shot in my scalp, basically all around my hairline. She put me on an antibiotic that I'm going to have to be on for the next like 6 to 8 months of my life, which is really intense. And then she also prescribed me clobetasol and something else I'll put on the screen. I can't remember how to pronounce it. I need to be seeing her once a month for the next like year to 2 years for steroid shots. But the appointments are really expensive and like just really pricey. So at first I was like, I don't know if I can do every month for the steroid shots. Maybe I'll do like every other month. So I need to go back in March for that. But I don't know, I'm not seeing much results. So I think I am gonna switch it up and start going every month at least for the steroid shot. I'm just gonna have to, you know, suck it up financially. But basically she said that whatever hair that I lost is lost, but now our goal is to just prevent any further hair loss. So it's possible I could get it back, but she like took one look at my scalp and was like, you don't have hair follicles, so I don't know if I can create a hair follicle, pretty much. So the goal is like a 2-year type of like treatment plan, and if in 2 years nothing is happening, then my only solution would be hair transplant. So, but I do have some questions for her next time I see her. I wanted to ask about like PRP. I don't know like if having alopecia would make a difference. I know PRP really helps with hair loss, but like if you have alopecia, like would it just still fall out? So I don't know. There's a lot to consider. I still need to go see a hematologist and see why my blood was elevated like that. If it's not lupus, like what could be going on? So I need to stop putting that off and go do that. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. It's just scarring alopecia. And when she first told me it was scarring alopecia, like it didn't even bother me. It didn't even hit me. I was just like, oh, okay. Like I thought it was gonna be something way worse, especially since they gave me that whole lupus scare. So I was kind of like, oh, it's just scarring alopecia. Like cool, whatever, not a big deal. But then after I left there and I've noticed more hair loss, it does bring me down. It makes it very difficult to like film and stuff. Like I had one of my TikTok videos get more views than I normally ever get. Like it was at like 100K views, and with that came hundreds of mean negative comments just talking about like my forehead and my hair loss, and I had not said anything about having alopecia yet. So I was just like, wow, like people are really cruel. So I made a post on Instagram, which I didn't want to do because I really wanted to talk about it on YouTube first, because I feel like I've talked about it on here more. But I just kind of was so upset, and I just kind of like word vomit, like I have alopecia, like F off. But it's taken me so long to film this video because I just hate like looking at it. Right now I do have like root spray touch-up thing, so you can't really see the bald spot too bad because I've touched it up pretty good. But you can see this right here is where my hairline used to be. So I had like a widow's peak, I guess you call it, but you can see like the little bit of peach fuzz that's left. So my hairline used to be right here. So all of that is gone. So I mean, it's pretty depressing. But yeah, so hopefully the steroid shots help. The hair stem I'm still using. Everything I use twice a day. The antibiotic is once a day. I did end up purchasing Viviscal shampoo and conditioner. I forgot what I was saying because I needed to go help Layla, and she's in my room now. So if you hear her in the background, that's what that is. But basically it's scarring alopecia. I have to go once a month for steroid shots, and we shall see what happens. But yeah, so I'm going to try to just move on with my life and continue doing what I was doing and not let these haters get to me. I think once people realize like what's going on, then they feel bad, but still, you shouldn't just bully someone because you don't know that they're sick, like, or not sick, but you know what I mean. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to bully someone because they don't have something wrong with them. Like, it's never okay. But anyways, I mean, I'm old as dirt, so that doesn't get to me, doesn't bother me. But I'm just like, to the people who maybe are, you know, younger than me, do care, or not even just younger than me, but do care, do get their feelings hurt. Like, that's not right. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video and put it out there, what's going on with me. Let me finish my makeup and then come back and give my final thoughts. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to really make this video that didn't even take me long, that wasn't even as bad. I don't know why I was putting it off. I didn't want to like put out any vlogs without talking about this first, because every time I upload a video or just anything, a picture, I feel the need to have to like address my hair loss, because the one time I did it, hundreds of people came for me on TikTok. So, and I feel like I shouldn't have to be like, I have alopecia. You just shouldn't talk about people's hair, people's appearance. Like, just don't do it. That's just awful and ugly. I've never had that issue on YouTube. That's why I really wanted to talk about this on YouTube first, because I feel like I always have positive like feedback from my videos. At least YouTube shorts, that's a whole nother crowd. I don't know where that crowd came from, but that's a whole nother crowd. That's a TikTok crowd. But here is to a positive year. Happy New Year to everyone. I didn't even mention that in the beginning. And if you made it this far, I hope you had an amazing New Year, and I hope you continue to have one with health and wealth and happiness and all the positive vibes, from my receding hairline to hopefully not yours. But yeah, I want to start posting more fun, positive vlogs. My girls are both just growing and thriving, and they are a handful, and they're really fun right now. Sometimes not. But yeah, now I'm rambling. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and until next time, bye everyone.
You done? You done?
Yes, I'm done.